Welcome back, baseball fans, to the Summer 69-72 Carryover League. We're way out west in the National League West tonight. It's a new year and competitive series here. We're into a Game 3. Just a brief recap where we have been in this season. Your San Francisco Giants, division winners and runners-up in the ALCS last year, has struggled coming out of the gate. And what has that meant? With a slow start for the Giants, as we look at the standings out west, it means that the Dodgers and Astros are taking full advantage of it. And they're 2.5 and 4 games ahead of the Padres and Giants. Now, these are not the Dodgers from 74 on, who would have Garvey and Ronsay and Lopes, etc., and so on, and just those sluggers and so forth. This is still 69-72. Those guys are still in the minor league, so they're relying on Wes Parker, Claude Osteen. Great pitching, good defense, good base running, batting average, but not much punch otherwise. These Astros, again, this is the early era. Joe Morgan's still around, but he doesn't do offensively what he would go on to do with the Cincinnati Reds. Larry Dierker, Denny LeMaster's here. It's a different team than from the late 70s when the Astros would have Terry Poole and Jose Cruz and Sambito and all those guys. But because the Giants have stumbled and the Padres are the Padres, it means right now it's a two-horse race early on. And the first two games are any indication, these two teams are going to be hanging around all year because we got a split in Houston. Series is tied 1-1, and we go to LA for a game 3, 4, and 5 in a best of 7. Today's starters for Houston: Joe Niekro. For the Dodgers, Andy Messersmith, acquired in the offseason from the Angels in a deal that's ultimately in a 3-team trade sent Nolan Ryan to the Angels. All right, leading off, Cedeno. 45, rolls a second. Joe Morgan, 65, double 1 to 6, flies to right. The toy cannon, Jim Wynn K's, 3 up and 3 down. Willie Davis, 2-8, base hit. Ted Sizemore, 38, 1 to 15, base hit. 2 on Buckner, 1-7, 3-6-3 double play. Runner at third, 2 outs, Grabarkowitz, K's. Top of 2, Jose Cruz, 68 is a K. Mankey, 5-10, catcher's card. Haller, defensively is a 3-E2. And with 2 outs, Marty Martinez, 2-8, ground ball to short. Bottom of 2, Tom Haller, 68, pops to third. Wes Parker, 38, flies to right. Willie Crawford bounces to first base. Top of the third, it's Bob Watson, 411, skies out in right field. This is Russell. Bill Russell, great defensive outfielder at the beginning of his career, struggles mightily defensively at shortstop in this particular card. He's a 1E6 in right field, and he makes the catch. John Edwards, 58, K's. Doug Radar, 48, center. 9 up and down for Messersmith. Bottom of the third, Bill Russell, 1-6, K's. Frank Baker. You may have actually seen in the previous video, that's how close it was, the other Frank Baker, the outfielder from the Indian organization who was drafted to Portland. This is the infielder, Frank Baker, formerly of the Yankees and Orioles, now in the Dodgers. And that's how that goes. So we have Frank Baker without a 1, but you get the idea. And the other guy's Frank Baker too. So Frank Baker, 66, is a base hit. Willie Davis, 66, again, base hit in the left field. And Baker holds at second base. 2 on, 1 out for Sizemore. Bouncer to second. This is Joe Morgan, a 3E20 at second base. Ground ball C. Second and third for Buckner. Single 1 to 15, a base hit. We get a run. Runners in the corners, Grabarkowitz, Ks. Top of the 4th, Cedeno, 56 is a K. Morgan, 1-6, short. Toy Cannon, 110K, 12 up and down for Messersmith. He's not Messersmithing around. Tom Haller, 45, pops a short. Wes Parker, 210, second. Willie Crawford, 5'11", pitcher, E33. Makes him a 2E33. That's a base hit. 2 outs. Bill Russell, 57, left. Jose Cruz, 111, pops to short. Mankey, 47, Ks. Marty Martinez, 36, and there it goes, folks. A base hit. There goes your no-no in the 5th inning. Base hit for Marty Martinez. Let's take a look at Marty's card since we're here. Yeah, if you're going to lose a no-no, may as well be to this guy. He hits about 330 against right-handed pitching. So there's that. Bob Watson, 58 is a K. 1-0. Bottom of the 5th. Frank Baker, 2-7, Ks. Willie Davis, 35. Single 1 to 18 is a base hit. Ace Stealer. Edwards got a -1 arm. Sizemore's a B hit and runner. Let's do a hit and run. Try and break it up. Nope, fielder's choice. That didn't work. 2 outs for Buckner. Bouncer to short. Mankey is a 3E40 at short. That's an error. Let's double check that. E40. Love the guy, but the E rating. Ooh, E40, yeah, that's it. 2 on, 2 out. Billy Grabarkowitz. That's not all he did. 48, bouncer to second. Morgan to 3E20. That's going to be a single dot. So they don't have a run yet, but they got base runners everywhere. Loaded for Tom Haller. Chance to blow this thing wide open. A bouncer to third X. They get one to every infielder. Raiders a 2E25. And he gives up a single. He's like the best of these infielders. Oh my. Terrible inning for the Astro defense. 2-0. Still loaded. That was unearned. Wes Parker. Bounce to second. All right. 2-0 for Messersmith in the 6th. Johnny Edwards. 2-7. Okay. Doug Rader. Bounce to second. Sizemore. 2. And Cesar Cedeno. 112. Lions to 3rd. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay, bottom of 6. Willie Crawford. 1-4. Let's take a look at Willie Crawford's card. 1-4, homer 1 to 7. Hits it just over the wall. Dodgers have a 3-0 lead. Bill Russell, 2-7, single. B Stealer, Frank Baker can't hit and run here. Baker 312, skies the center. Willie Davis, 48, second X. Morgan's a 3E20. Ground ball C. Runner at second with 2 outs. For Sizemore, pops a second. Messersmith seems to be in command. 3-zip in the 7th inning. Allowed 1 harmless single in the 5th. Joe Morgan, skies the right. The Toy Cannon walks, as he's known to do. Jose Cruz, 412, pitcher B. And with 2 outs, Mankey, 46, flies to left field. Listen to this ovation here. As we get into the 7th inning stretch of a 3-0 game, we are listening to the Katy Lied LP from Steely Dan. One of my favorites, Your Gold Teeth 2. Yeah, I like that one a lot. And yeah, great record. Sneaky good record by the Dan. Okay, back to the game here. Bill Buckner, 33, pops to first. Grabarkowitz, 69, pops to first. Tom Haller, 2-8, skies to right field. 8th inning of a 3-0 game. The Dodgers want to tighten this defense up just a little bit, and they don't have to. They got it all tight as they can get it. Yep, got a Crawford and Reynolds and Russell, Baker. Yeah. Ain't get any better than what you got. 8th inning, top of Marty Martinez, the only hit by the Stros thus far. 37's a K. We had a one-hitter not too long ago. It was a one-hitter, one-run game. It might have been the last series we played, or the series before that. So we have another one-hitter happening. Haven't had a no-hitter yet. Bob Watson, at least not a televised one. 1-7 is ball 4. Probably the no-hitter is the hardest thing to do in Strat, I believe. Hitting for the cycle, that seems pretty common, actually, believe it or not. And no-hitters are hard to come by. That's just the opposite case in regular Major League Baseball, isn't it? All right, Johnny Edwards, 1-3. Third B, and with 2 outs, Doug Rader. K's Master Smith has it today, folks. This is what the Dodgers need. This is the formula to get them into the division title and on the short path to the World Series. You could argue the pitching staff is dead even with, say, the Mets, and they got a better offense. But you also have Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, and the Braves have their sluggers. And there's always the Giants making a run after the slow start. So, way, way too early to start making predictions of what's going to happen. The fun part about this baseball season, as I take a little aside here, is that everything I do is a best of something. So there is no just games. That's a game, that's a game. Nope. Everything is best of 3, best of 5, best of 7. You're always on the knife edge to be eliminated from something, either a regular season game or from the season altogether. And that's what makes it interesting for me from March to Labor Day. We're back after that public service announcement to the bottom of the 8th. 3-0. Necro, he's actually pitched pretty good baseball. Had a bunch of singles, scattered a bunch of hits. It's still a 3-0 game. He's going to pitch into the 8th. Wes Parker, 38, flies to right. Willie Crawford, 67, lines out. And Bill Russell, 48, bounces to second base. Joe Morgan's a 320, makes the play. We'll go to the 9th. Messersmith, chance for the CGSO from the top. Cesar Cedeno, 35, base hit. Let's take a look at Cesar's card, by the way. Yeah, love this dude. Talked long and lovingly in the draft how great this dude was and how kind of unsung, under the radar superstar of the 70s who only went to one All-Star game. I looked that up, which is hard to imagine. A lot of competition for that coveted center field role, though. So Cedeno singles, and it's Joe Morgan, 47K. Mike, could you imagine Cedeno and Morgan just hanging out together for the entire decade? Okay, never mind. Jim Wynn, 49, Sky's a center. And with 2 outs, Jose Cruz. 1-7, let's take a look at Jose Cruz's card. Now, before you ask, this is him with the St. Louis Cardinals in 1971. But I decided that I would simply bring him up from the system, out of the Cardinal organization, and have him go to the Astros early and play long, have a very long Houston career without that brief period in St. Louis. And he pays early dividends here. Homer 1-15, and we have a 1-run game. And it's Dennis Mankey versus Messersmith. They're going to... Pitching coach comes to the mound, talks to Andy. He says, give me one more batter for the complete game. And here we go. 3-2, 2 outs in the 9th inning. The pitch to Dennis Mankey. 35. Let's look at Mankey's card. That is ball 4 off Messersmith, and that'll do it. The dreaded 26 1/3, aka 8 2/3 innings. But we need some help, and we will go to Jim Brewer, possibly for the easy save. But these Astros, as I've said earlier, we got the split in the first 2 games. I expect a 6 or 7 game series here, and if the Astros can turn this game around, that would be pretty remarkable. Marty Martinez is the batter. with a runner on first and 2 outs in the 9th inning. Here's your pitch. 2-3. We saw the card earlier. The 2 column is not a hit. That is a pop out to third base. The Astros rallied. The rally fell short. A nice little 1-run 3-2 game. This is good baseball. And so I guess at this point, I'm kind of rooting for the Astros and Dodgers to take the West all the way to the finish. They are just 2 well-proportioned baseball teams. And I have a funny feeling that the Giants may have a hard time catching up that deficit. Brewer gets the save. Messersmith could not finish the marvelous game he started. 3 hits, 2 runs, both in the 9th inning. Walked 3, struck out 10. Joe Niekro, 8 innings, tough luck loser, 11 hits, 3 runs. And with an error, we have only 2 earned runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. 1019, 0108, 31123. 31104, 04, 311. All right, Game 3 is in the books of what should probably be a long series. Let's take a look at the composite box and the stats for these teams. And I also want to mention how much I've enjoyed the Dodgers and Astro rivalry in the later part of the 70s. That was a great rivalry. You had the arms of the Astros and the bats of the Dodgers. And that was pretty cool. So this is a different cast of characters, but the same level of intensity. Okay. Astros fall to 7-5 now after losing those last 2 games. They are hitting .263 with a .320 ERA, which is fine. Dodgers improved to 9-4. They're hitting .279 with a .229 ERA. If they keep that ERA right there with Claude Osteen, Andy Messersmith, who's now 4-0, giving up. What's Andy Messersmith here? +3 times 9 divided by. Yeah, Andy Messersmith's ERA is 0.85. So, if the Dodgers keep Osteen, Messersmith, Don Sutton, and Tommy John, and a team ERA of .229, the National League is pretty much over with. So, the Dodgers have the pitching now. Will it last all year? And year to date, we have played 182 games. League is hitting .259 with a .386 ERA. Thanks for checking out the video. We'll see you next time. Well, sports fans, that was a classic. Yes, Astros Dodgers lived up to the prediction. It went 7. Dodgers went up 3-1. Astros rallied to tie it 3-3. Game 7, it was Messersmith and Niekro. 2-2 game in the 9th inning. Defensive replacement Tommy Reynolds against a right-handed pitcher hits a 2-run homer. Jim Brewer gets a save. Dodgers win it in Houston 4-3. Great series. 2 teams. They're playing really good baseball. Somebody had to lose that series. And I think we're going to see both of these teams come playoff time. Thanks for checking it all out.